Nobody warns you about this part of being employed. The stress that does not look like stress. You are not unemployed. You are not failing. In fact, things are going really well for you. You're doing well at work. You earn a very good paycheck and life is good. And yet, there is this quiet pressure that never leaves you. It's not panic. It's not chaos. It's the feeling that everything is fine, but fragile. One delayed paycheck, one unexpected expense, or one change that you can't control, and everything could just crumble. Now, you want to know the worst part of this feeling is that you're not even allowed to talk about it because to the outside world, you're doing great. You have a great job. Life is good. You can afford the things that you desire. So you should be grateful because there are people out there who don't have a job. There are people out there who are earning minimum wage, and there are people out there who are barely surviving. But here you are, really surviving, doing really well. You have a good job. So why should you be stressed? Why should you feel pressured? So you can't really complain, at least not out loud. But in your mind, you feel it. You sense it. That uncalmness that comes to you once in a while, whether it's when you hear the news or maybe when a colleague suddenly leaves or something just reminds you that this could be you. But one thing I've come to realize is this: gratitude does not erase pressure. So even though we have a good life, even though everything seems to be fine, you could still feel pressured because you know that this thing that you have going on, this life that you've built, is a bit fragile. And I know that life in itself is fragile, but when you feel like, hey, I'm not in control of this life that I've built, I'm not in control of decisions that could be made for me or against me, I'm not in control of what my paycheck could look like tomorrow, somebody else gets to control that. You would always live with that pressure. We might just tone it down because, hey, we can't really complain out loud, right? Can we? So we usually would turn it down and not talk too much about it and stay in that life of gratitude, but the pressure still remains. And so you start carrying everything carefully. You start planning. You avoid risk. You make safe choices so that everything stays the same. Now, let me put myself, into perspective here. When it comes to work, because my salary was a big deal to me, I used to make sure that I just did everything safe at work because I didn't want anything messing with it. Even sometimes when I am in situations where I feel like I could have done something quite differently or I should have said something, I'm like, you know what? It's not even worth it because I've experienced situations where you try to speak up or situations where you try to do things differently, and then it comes against you. And office politics is not something that I am good at all. I mind my business at work. I don't, and I'm also not a very outgoing person, so I really don't even know how to do all those, after working hours, meetups and things like that. And those things kind of work against you because you don't have a lot of cliques that could speak up for you when it's needed. And so he actually even adds to the pressure because, when it comes to politics, you don't have a good score out there. You don't know who's going to vouch for you, who is not going to vouch for you. And then if you've worked, for a long time, 10 years and above, you will know that there's only so much that being good at your work can do. You need those connections. You need those relationships. And some people are better built at that than others. That's something I'm not very good at. And so that used to kind of put me in a very uncomfortable situations at times. Maybe if I hear that, something's going on at work, I'm like, oh my God, God help us, because who do we know who's going to speak up for us, right? It's pressure. And I'm sure that if you are working, if you have a very good job where you're earning like, 6 figures and above, well above that, and that's all you are holding on to, I'm sure you feel that pressure too. I mean, tell me I'm not alone in this, right? I'm sure that you also feel that pressure. And sometimes I think it's good that we talk about it so that we know that we're not alone. We understand that our feelings are valid because sometimes we're not allowed to complain. Like, how do you complain to somebody that, you feel pressure despite the fact that you earn very good pay? Sometimes it sounds contradictory. And so, we don't want to talk about that too often, but I've come to a point where I feel like these are conversations that we need to have because this is the reality for many working professionals. And I think the sad part is the fact that we don't even really see it as stress, right? Because it's a very subtle stress. Like, you can pay your bills, you can live a good life, you can travel, you can buy that nice house, you can buy that nice car. You can do anything you want to do, but then you're just like, what if something changes? Given the way the years keep going by, especially when you look at the corporate world, if you are very sensitive, you would know that, the market is very unstable. And so every day, different things are just happening. And right now, people lose their jobs, not because they're not good anymore. People lose their jobs just because the market is really different. There's a lot of disruptions that is happening out there, and organizations are trying to survive. And sometimes you might just be the piece that the organization needs to take out of the way so that they can float. So it's no longer really about the fact that, oh, maybe you're not good enough, that's why you lost your job. No, gone are those days. People are really good at their jobs and they still get to lose that job. And, while you might still be employed, it doesn't negate the fact that you could feel pressure because every time so many things are happening around you. I remember there was a year where my boss, who had been working for over 20 years, lost a job. I was so, so disrupted that I couldn't let go of that feeling, even though it didn't happen to me. Because I'm like, I've been in this company for just about 4 years. This woman has worked here for 20 years. Like, how much more can you give 20 years? At this point in time, you're like, this is why I'm going to retire. And the company goes through a big restructure and you're out of the way. I mean, I feel like if you don't feel pressure in that kind of situation, then you are strong. I don't think anything can shake you because I was like, what in the world? Like, how does that even happen? And I'm like, who am I? Just 4 years on this job. You ain't safe, girl. So, you start to think, of the fact that nobody's special. Anything can happen to anybody. And so, that pressure starts to mount even deeper and deeper. And I say all of this not to kind of scare, us or kind of make you feel even more overwhelmed. I think I share this because I want us to know that whenever we feel pressure, whenever we feel certain ways when it comes to, our finances, those are clues that we probably might need to take seriously. And I say this also because I've lived multiple worlds. Like, I've lived a stage in my life where all I had was my job. And I knew how uncomfortable that was, most especially after when I got fired or terminated. And then I knew the life and how things were when I started to build extra and outside of my paycheck. And even though I experienced another termination in that stage of my life, I knew how different those feelings were. And I wasn't as overwhelmed as I was the first time it happened. I think it's a wake up call that I also want to share with, other working professionals to start thinking outside of that paycheck. And one thing I will always say over and over again is this: the higher your paycheck is, the riskier it is for you. I mean, I hope that's the right word for it, right? When you earn so much and that's the only source you have, it's so risky that any little change could affect you. Most especially when you've not started to do other things outside of just working. And for you to earn so much, it means that you're highly skilled. It means that you're talented, you are gifted. And I want to be the one to tell you to start exploring those gifts, those talents. I want to be the one to tell you to start thinking of other options. 2025 is almost over. We're probably like a few days out. And I want you to start thinking that as you walk into 2026, what more can you give? What more can you be besides just being a working professional? And obviously you can work for the rest of your life and retire, but I want you to be in a situation where regardless of whether I'm changing my job, regardless of the fact that maybe I just want to take time off. I had a manager a few years ago who took time off for an entire year. She just wanted to spend more time with her kids. She wanted to rediscover herself, and she was taking time off. And I was so proud of her. And I told myself, who do I need to become? Where do I need to be able to take time off for 1 year and not feel like anything about me is going to change? Where I'm not overwhelmed or pressured to feel like, oh, where would I eat? Or how would I eat? How would I pay mortgage? And all of those kind of things. And that made me to start thinking that this person definitely has options. So I must start building options for myself. And that's what I want to leave you with today. I want you to start thinking of options. What more can I be doing in addition to the job that I have? How can I expand my income stream so that I can truly live the life that I desire and I can truly do the things that I want to do and not be constrained to time, place, or a particular job just because I don't have options. So we need to start thinking about options. And it doesn't mean that you have to leave your job to have those options. You can have your job and still have those options. And it allows you to sleep well at night. It allows you to leave a job that is no longer serving you and go get another job because you're not scared that even one missed paycheck would affect you. Okay? That's where we need to be. So as you go into 2026, I want you to start thinking of how to build options for yourself, because options allows you to live the life that you truly desire. So I hope today's video and today's message actually helps you go in that direction where you start thinking of how to build more options for yourself. If you enjoyed today's video, you know what to do. Make sure you like, make sure you subscribe, and make sure you share with your friends and with your community. I remain Yinka Okunlade, and I will see you in my next video.